going back. Going back.
About your wig. Now Wooly Willie got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where he got them, cause I hid him behind my speakers. The object of your affection is the T-top connection. What makes it clear you love to smoke the wools. The crackheads and crackmen, they come up to my door. I don't smoke jump, so what they knocking for? Kids love to feel on your feds, got a seal on your street time is limited to days. On your crack card, they're getting only agencies for comeback. Damn, Mrs. Shane, you're the mighty queen of vows with a wide-eyed look and a rotten tooth smile. Used to walk with a swagger, now you simply stagger from one spot on to the next spot, on to the next spot, on to the next. Bitch, get a job, for me you won't rob, cause I smack you with a hose filled with sand. Now give that to the crack man. You was fly once, now you're losing all your fronts. Started off light, only tip of woolly blunts, but now you get a stripe, graduated to the pipe. Took a long pull, hype, yeah. Head crack, you smoked up that stack in a minute you was back.
Hey yo X, wasn't that your girl?
Yeah, I had to drop her cause she caught on the plastic and I just couldn't stop her.
Slow down, slow down, slow
Tracy Eckstein's 413 Community Cafe TV here, live in Springfield, Mass. We're at the Riverfront Park in Springfield, Mass. And tonight we're here with the brand Nubians. They're about to go on stage live. Yes, that's right, you heard it, the brand Nubians. So we're going to hear from them and let them talk to us a little bit and tell us what they think of Springfield and what's going on with their music today. So here we are with
Lord Jamar, brand Nubian.
Sadat X, brand Nubian.
All right. Lord Jamal, let us know what's going on with your music today and what your take is on what's going on with Ferguson and coming out today and socializing, and just speak, brother. We know you can speak.
I mean, we're definitely happy to be here in Springfield, Massachusetts. We ain't been here in a long time, you know, and it's always good anywhere that real hip-hop is alive. You know, we like to be there. So we're thankful that the people from Springfield had us come out today. You know, as far as our music, you know, we're always doing music. Music is part of our lives, and that's something that, you know, regardless if you have a major record deal or not, you're always gonna make music or whatever. So we're constantly making music, and, you know, we're dealing with other artists, other up-and-coming artists as well. And as far as the situation in Ferguson, you know, I mean, enough is enough. It's like, you know, we tired of our young black children being treated as kids. See, when you use the word kid, a kid is a baby goat, and a baby goat is one that goes to the slaughter. That's why we shouldn't call our children kids. They're children, okay? They're not kids. Kids, again, is a baby goat that goes to slaughter. But now, as far as being out there riding and stuff, you know, that's not going to lead to anything productive, really. You know, we don't have the force to go against the police the way they're militarized and all of that, you see? So I feel a sensible and strong thing to do is speak their language, which is economics, and the boycott, the blackout on September 8th is something that I support and I feel is a smart move, because we as black people spend about $1 trillion, you know, a year, and we don't use our economic power like everybody else does. So we have to start knowing that we as black people have economic power, and we need to flex our economic muscle. Right. Right. And for a day, we're not spending no money unless it's a black-owned business with black staff business. Anything else, we're not spending no money that day.
There you have it. There you have it from a top leading group in the nation. That is what a lot of you youth out there that are into the hip-hop and the rap scene today, and you look up to them, listen, they're telling it to you straight from them. Brand Nubians are telling you what's up. So check it out, listen to them, and let's hear your take on it all.
I mean, well, like you say, you know, we're going to always do music. We came up on music. As far as the situation in Ferguson, like you said, September 8th, we're supposed to support that blackout. We are, you know, a viable economic, you know, entity in this country. And like you said, it's not going to come through violence and guns like that, because we don't have the force for that. And what's going to wind up happening with that is we're going to lose more people. You know,
It's become like a genocide.
Yeah, like a genocide situation. So, you know, we need to think positive. Also, we need to remember that, you know, it's not all police. You know, it's those few selected ones that go above and beyond the duty. Some brothers I know personally are police, and they needed a job. You know what I'm saying? They took the test like everybody else, and they passed it, you know, and, you know, a lot of them I know that they don't support what went down. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that say, too, you know, like, please, you know, let calmer heads prevail. You know, and let's support this boycott, and you know, let's show these people that we are a viable force, so we can save our children.
Real quick, I want to say we have to stop using tactics that we used, you know, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, as a child, when you didn't get your way, you might throw a temper tantrum. Once you grew up, you got different tactics. You started using different tactics in order to get your way. So here in 2014, we can't expect to, you know, be marching and then rioting. That's stuff we did in the 60s. Like, we have to be smarter now. You know what I mean? We grown up now. and we have to really, you know, and we're grown up as a movement. You know what I mean? We're not at the infantile stage that we were in the 60s. So we can't keep using the same tactics that we used in the 60s here in 2014. It's not going to work.
Man, there you have it. And we're looking forward to y'all going on the stage tonight and rocking the whole place. And all you hip-hop fans, you heard it just now from the brand Nubians. Came all the way from New York. I mean, ain't that far, but you know, it's still New York in the house. So thank you. TC Eckstein's 413 Community Cafe. Today at the Indie Soul Music Festival in Riverfront Park, Springfield, Massachusetts. We out. We love you. Thank you. Slow down. Peace.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Hi everybody, this is Dr. Renee Sunday. You know, this is Good Deeds again. We are on the move again. We're live from Atlanta, GA, yes, the ATL. We're here at the pre-celebration of the Black Women in Jazz. Isn't that amazing? Yes, I said the Black Women in Jazz. And actually the award ceremony will be May the 2nd of 2014 here in the ATL. So you guys need to come to where? Atlanta to celebrate with us. We have some amazing people with us today, international artists. We have so many different vendors, different type of business that's with us today. And we brought it, yes, right to you, right on your iPad, your laptop, your computer, everything you want is coming right to you. And we're going to start right now, okay? Well, we have this wonderful international artist here with us today. I have, and don't bootleg it. You know what I feel about bootleg, okay? Please buy. We have this wonderful young lady here, and she's beautiful as well. Can't you tell? And her name is TC Eckstein. She is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can tell from her spirit that I can't wait to hear these songs. And I'm not going to lend it to you. We need to buy it, okay? And welcome to Good Deeds. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. It's so lovely to be here in Atlanta, and I'm just having a great time. Great time. It's like vacation for me. I've been dying to come down here.
Oh, well, Atlanta is a place.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love Atlanta. It's a wonderful place. We have the Southern hospitality that actually goes with it.
I love that. I love that. My dad was Southern.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but we all grew up in Massachusetts. I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts originally.
Wow.
So Yeah, but I have a lot of relatives down south, and I haven't seen them in a while.
Oh, well, this is a reunion for you then. Amen. That's wonderful, wonderful. Now, tell us about your ministry. God has really gave you great purpose in life.
Yes,
so let us know a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'll give it to you with a little testimony. Let's put it that way. At 40 years of age, I was diagnosed with heart disease, and it's congestive heart failure. And the heart disease that I discovered I had runs in the family, but it was overlooked because my father died at age 55, but he had a history of drug abuse and alcohol. And I have an older brother who he developed it later in life from smoking. And so I'm the baby of the family. And when they discovered that I had it, then everyone kind of was like, oh my goodness, something's going on here. Everybody in the family is starting to come down with it, or, you know. So I also have my degree in nursing. So I worked for 15 years as a nurse and singing on the side.
Oh, amen. We always do 2 or 3 things, right?
That's right. And raise my kids.
Raise the kids. That's amazing.
And then I branched out on my own because I was with them for 6 years, and it just, God leads me where I go.
Yes,
and I'm doing so many different things. And my son said, Mom, you can really write lovely stuff. And it was until my grandchildren were born I started writing, and I wrote my first song about my granddaughter's birth. It's called A Song for Sky. Her name's Skylar. And it's really devotional inspiration. But it became a hit, and everyone loved it, so I kept on writing. And then when I got together about a year's worth of songs, I started laying them out, recording them and everything. And I was just very surprised that they became a success. So I'm still doing both, and it's like I have a whole new lease on life. I love what I'm doing now. And I'm just going to keep doing that.
Amen. That's just amazing what you're saying. You know, we really believe in the Heart Association and all the people that actually try to educate us, because you have to be educated first before you could actually make a plan, and then you have to make a change. You guys know my story. My brother actually died from heart disease as well. He had a ruptured abdominal aneurysm, which means a major vessel in his body just, real literally had a hole in it, and blood was going everywhere. But I know that he's enjoying heaven.
Amen.
And the thing is, he's not suffering. He's not worried about the things that we're worried about. He's having a good time in heaven. So that's the good thing. But the things to do for the people here, we need to educate ourselves, and we actually need to make a change to make our health better. But tell us, in the last minutes here, how can we get in contact with you for the Heart Association information? If we need to book you to speak at an event, that we have a health fair, our church, just to educate our people, and also how we can get this wonderful music.
Okay, well, my name is T.C. Eckstein Vocalese, and if you Google my name, most of the information comes up. But the CDs are available for purchase on cdbaby.com, and just type in my name, T.C. Eckstein Vocalese, and it's 2 CDs, the ones you have there. Those are the 2, and they've won music awards for Best Jazz Album.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
And also, they're available on ReverbNation.com. And you can order them from them, and they send them also with a big biography inside and everything else. And but my email is tceckstine sings @gmail.com, and that's spelt like my grandfather Billy Eckstein, because the stage name, a lot of people don't realize, and being we just had Black History Month, I feel great explaining this. I'm very proud of him. When he had to play in the bands back in the 30s and 40s, the Cab Calloway era, they weren't allowing African Americans like Josephine Baker and them to perform in certain spots, so they altered their name. So his stage name spelling was S-T-I-N-E, but his real name is spelled just like mine is today, E-I-N. So I chose to keep my name regular because I feel he finally accomplished, that standard of not being accepted, and he's overcome that, and he's made his name and a big mark in the African American community. community for, jazz. And that's what I continue to do today is, keep it going. And it's a big love of mine, and, I just love doing it.
It's amazing. She's a bundle of joy. We just thank her for taking time out of her busy schedule to be with Good Deeds. And you guys, you know what I have to do now. We have to take a commercial break, and we have to pay some bills, right? And I want you to pay your bills. Our goal here is to, of course, educate you, empower you, that you can make a change, that you can actually pursue your passions, and that will evolve you and propel you to your purpose. Again, we thank you for being with us
thank
today.
You. My pleasure.
And this is Dr. Sunday with Good Deeds.
The women we love, the women who love us, they are dying. Heart disease is our #1 killer, taking more lives than all forms of cancer combined. But we have the power to save those lives, our lives, because the greatest force for women is women. It's time to stand together, to fight harder, to shout louder. It's time to go red for women.
If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, it's important to act fast. Helping to save a life is easier than you might think. Just start hands-only CPR. The first step is to send someone to call 911 or call 911 yourself.
I will stay on the phone with you until help arrives.
Then get directly over the victim. Put the heel of one hand in the center of the chest. Then put your other hand on top of the first.
I need you to do it this fast. 1, 2, 3.
Then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
It's important to push at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute.
20, 21.
Let's hope you never have to use hands-only CPR. But if you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, don't be afraid to try it. Remember, call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Your actions can help save a life.
I have high blood pressure. I'm diabetic as well. And I think that people can see from, old episodes of Law and Order, the weight that I gained and how I've taken the weight off, and how I think that's the best example is to live the example. And I'm still trying to lose weight so that I can get off the medication. And as you get older, I'll be 60 this year, it's important that you take care of yourself. These are the times where you can let things go, and it's important for me, for my health, it's important for my family and for our community as African Americans, where hypertension is very much a part of our community. So it's important that I be a part of the voice of it.
And this is a special edition of Next, New England's Extraordinary Talent. And this is a segment that we're going to be doing more of as we bring in artists from the local area who are doing wonderful things in the community. And this evening, we want to welcome T.C. Eckstein to the studios. How you doing this evening,
I'm
T.C.?
doing well. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Okay. And first of all, if you could just explain to our listening audience, T.C. Now, is that your name? Is it a nickname? That's your stage name?
It's my stage name, and actually, it was given to me. It's a toss-up between my dad and my uncle. Of course, we grew up with the jazz history in the household, and the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, the fascinating theme songs and the intros. I just I picked up on them because of hearing so much jazz in the house. So I really loved Top Cat, that cartoon. So
right.
they started calling me TC Top Cat from watching it so much. And the Flintstones intro, we used to sing that by heart. Johnny Quest, and the Jetsons. Oh my goodness, that's one of the biggest ones because I love when Jane does a solo song.
Right.
And that one really kind of inspired me the most ever since I was like about 6 years old. I want to be like that.
Well, first of all, we're going to just get into some of the reasons why you're here. Obviously, you're a very talented a singer. You're with a gospel group. You're with the Kevin Sharp's group.
Yes.
And you're with the Eckstein Jazz Group.
My brother.
And you do your own thing every now and then. Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people know you from singing and seeing you out performing. You were actually out in Hartford last weekend at Tastemakers in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Phenomenal show.
Oh, that was awesome. That was so much entertaining. I loved it. I'm going to try and get back there in April.
Okay.
Definitely for the April one.
Yeah, all right. Then we're definitely looking forward to having you back out there because you definitely you have your own unique style and you're definitely doing your thing. You can tell you love performing.
Thank you. Thank you. I really do.
I know, it definitely shows. And a great show you put on also.
Thank you.
But one of the things we want to talk about first and foremost, though, is something that's real important to everyone that's watching and who may be affected in some way or another from personal experiences or family relations or just hearing, more and more communications about it. And that's the American Heart Association.
Yes.
And the wonderful things that they're doing in terms of helping to help individuals to live better by eating better, exercising, taking care of ourselves.
Exactly.
Yes. And you have a personal interest in being affiliated with such a wonderful organization, and I want to know if you wouldn't mind just letting our audience hear a little bit about your story.
Sure. I personally have been diagnosed in 2005 with congestive heart failure, and I now have a pacemaker which was put in 2009. My father passed away in 2005 of the same thing, and his mother died at a young age also. He was only 55 when he passed. And over the last few years, it's become running seemingly rampant among our family members. So we're all very conscious and aware of it, that we all need to look out for ourselves. But I used to work as a nurse in addition to singing before I got very, very ill. And I worked as a nurse for like 12 years. And so when it was devastating when I did find out about the condition, but I was very much intrigued in finding out all the information I could to help take care of myself and get myself better.
Right.
Because I'm very much into church and to the Lord, and I believe when God says you're healed, you're healed. But he told me you need to go get in contact with people to find out how to stay healed and stay healthy and everything. And in that process, I learned that there are ways that, a lot of people don't realize there's self-preventative health measures we can take that are very simple things. And there's a site that is online called www.heart.org. And if you go on that site, you can read people's stories, including mine. Just type in Teresa Eckstein, looking for my story, and you can read other women's stories. It's also on YouTube. And you can sign petitions just by entering a couple little bits of information, petitions for legislature, governors, senators to pass bills, which we got the Nutrition Act passed for the children to have healthier lunches in schools instead of those snack machines and things. And, so there are things and strides being made, and they are paying attention. And we're trying to get it more incorporated into your doctor exams, because a lot of people are afraid to ask questions, and that's what I'm very passionate about, the whole transition I've had with my life change altering. I want to make sure I give back, because God has given me a whole new lease on life, and I love my new life. I'm not miserable or anything. I'm happy to be here. I mean, now it's like I count the stars, and every day is more precious than I didn't notice that before. And you notice it when something like this occurs. And I just want to share that with people and help other people to continue to live and know things like little simple changes they can make. And that website definitely is a real great beginning. And even just getting out and doing a little walking is a good start.
Okay.
And, you know, trying to relieve stress and meditation, prayer. You know, there's all kinds of ways that we can get ourselves on that track so we lessen our chance of having the heart problems.
Outstanding. And also, you were mentioning off camera before we started this interview that your sister now also has a pacemaker.
Yes,
and I know that must have been such a traumatic ordeal for her, but you going through it yourself, I'm sure that's been comforting to her for you to be able to.
Yeah, she just recently, she hit me up on Facebook and said, she asked me, you have a pacemaker too? And, you know, we talked about which kind we have and how it's actually, the technology today is so amazing. It hooks into the telephone, so it automatically sends the messages through the internet to the doctor's office. So they automatically get it. If something's wrong, they'll notify me to come into the office. So, and I never know when they're checking me, except sometimes I look up and the machine got a light on. But it just runs a check on me. I don't feel it or anything. But, you know, it was comforting for me to tell her, you can relax. And actually, I call it my little mechanical friend that God blessed me with. So now, less anxiety, because I know as long as it's there. It's also a combination defibrillator. So it would revive me if I did have a heart attack. So with that in mind, I was, you know, relaying to my sister, you can be at ease now. And don't be afraid that you have this. This is actually something to be comfortable with. Just, you know, we have to be careful of walking through the airport and getting beeped. We can't do that. We have a pass that we have to show them and go around, but for security checks. But you know, I used to have anxiety attacks when I first found out about it.
Right?
Yeah, I self-consciously started saying, you know, having pains here, and I really did have the physical pain, but it turned out to be the anxiety attacks, you know. So once I got the pacemaker, things calmed down, and I began to relax more, and, you know, then I could. So I think she's on her way to feeling much better. But it was a great shock because you know, I've made the family very aware of everything and to check themselves. But she suddenly just collapsed a couple of months ago at work. And she's in Las Vegas, Nevada. She's also a gospel singer, and she's a psalmist, and she's a minister, a reverend, I'm sorry. I have one sister here in Springfield that's a minister, and then the other one in Las Vegas that's a reverend. And they airlifted her to the hospital and revived her 3 times.
Wow.
And yeah, she survived. I had the whole Facebook, all my followers, over 2,000 people praying for her. And I just truly believe the grace of God, He kept her here with us. So, you know, it makes it even more a passion for me to get this word out.
One of the things that really strikes me is hearing how heart disease has affected, you know, like you say, yourself, your sister, your father, at such a young age.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing, is that maybe more so in our community, in the black community,
Definitely.
where we take so much for granted, that, and you know, you hear it all the time. Well, if you're over such an age, you should be getting your colon checked. You need to check your cholesterol. You need to check your heart pressure.
Prostate, this and this and that. Yeah.
You know, and on and on and on. But you know, I feel fine.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. And like, I'm glad you said that, you brought that up, because I actually, when they found mine, it was a fluke because I had pneumonia. And they did a chest x-ray, and my heart was the size of the Grinch when he found love, you know, grew big. Yes. So I seen the film when the doctor held it up, and I said, wow, my heart looks really big there. You know, I didn't think anything of it. And he says, we're going to send you to the cardiologist. So then, you know, I started getting worried then, but I had one of those panic attacks after that, because I was like, come on, you guys are checking me out, but you're not telling me anything. I didn't find out till 10 years later. It actually dates back to the year my daughter was born, which was a very difficult pregnancy. She was born emergency C-section because my blood pressure went through the roof and I was very bloated. And they took her out so fast they cut her forehead, but it's gone away now. But afterwards, when they released me, they just were treating me for asthma and high blood pressure for 10 years, weight going up and down, up and down. You know, I couldn't figure out what was wrong, and families like, why are you tired all the time? Why are you no energy? Why are you gaining weight? You know, And I'm feeling awful, so I fell into a depression and stuff, but I'm working 2 full-time jobs, raising 2 kids, and I finally, the doctor, when he found out about it, he faxed the letter to my job. I was working in pediatric surgical surgery as a nurse there, and they faxed the letter to the staff, the doctors I were working under, and said she can't no longer work, she needs to stop immediately. I was literally walking and I could drop dead at any moment.
Exactly.
So it was a very traumatic, shocking thing when I found out.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
But I went into the hospital on my own.
Okay.
And I demanded they do all the testing.
Okay.
And I was over 300 and something pounds. Wow. Yeah, all water, fluid retention, and they said my heart was only working out of 100%. Your heart is supposed to work good, right? Mine was only working 25% good. The rest of it, the muscle was totally weak and not functioning. And to this day, it's only up to 34 with medication. So I still have to very much take care of myself and take it easy. And that's when they dated it back to 10 years, something traumatic. And of course, your pregnancy with a woman, you usually find out what you're going to have when you get older, possibly. Like diabetes comes out. It's evident if you're going to have high blood pressure or things like that. That shows up sometimes in our pregnancies, which is indicative of what'll be later on.
I see.
So, but they didn't address it afterwards. That was the problem. My weight went down, so they, just gave me high blood pressure pills. So, but once they found it, I've been on a series of meds, and it's plenty of meds, but I also have vitamins in there too.
Okay.
And, and I've learned so much from the Heart Association about the nutrition, and that's how I'm here today, and I'm still doing my thing.
Okay.
And, able to sing, even though I've had breathing difficulties from here and there, but God's blessed me. I'm still doing it.
That's right. Well, speaking of the American Heart Association, there's a very important day coming on Saturday, May the 19th. There's going to be the 2012 Pioneer Valley Heart Walk, and registration is at 9 a.m. Walk starts at 10 a.m. 3-mile walk, rain or shine.
Amen.
And if you want more information on this, you can call area code 413-735-2109. There's also a website, www.pioneervalleyheartwalk.org. And we'll have all this information on our website, and we'll also link you into TC's website and the American Heart Association's website, so you'll have all this information in terms of how to be a part of saving someone's life, saving your own life. And TC, I don't know if you want to say anything else about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is particularly the team that I have. Everyone, that's each person is having different teams represented. And you can get people to sponsor you on the sheet, and they make a donation, and you decide to walk. Your kids can walk with you. It's through Forest Park, and it's a 5-mile walk, but you can do anywhere from 1 to 1.5 to 3. It's your choice. You don't have to do the full 5. And, the money goes towards the advocating and the, get all the things that we're working towards with the legislature and, medical-wise, getting all these things into the system so people get the necessitative cares that they need. And my team in particular is called the FB Heart Walkers, Teresa Eckstein's FB Heart Walkers, which of course means Facebook. But you don't have to be on Facebook. Just go to heart.org and just type in my name or FB Heart Walkers, and that's where they can sign up and get on board. And Nikki Burnett is the regional director that I work under, and I'm also in the division of Power to End Stroke. So that forum is coming up April 9th, I'm sorry. And that's going to be at the Mass Mutual Center. And that's only $5 to go, and they serve a great luncheon and give out all the goodies like I have here for you today.
All right.
I got you your hat in case, hopefully you'll be at our walk this year.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I'll
there
be
you
right
go.
there. Try to put a team together from Comcast.
Yeah. And we have today a $10 gift certificate from Macy's.
Oh,
They're
wow.
one of our biggest sponsors for Go Red for Women and Power to End Stroke. This is information on the stroke. And I got you a little, This is something we give out. I don't know if you all can see it flashes, but you can pin it on your hip when you're walking, and there's a pedometer too I got for you that counts the miles. And here's a stress reliever. You know, we got all sorts of goodies here, and the Go Red pins, bracelets. And this especially is a real good diet book. And we also have a soul food cooking book, which is, you know, designed to, of course, because you know how we love to eat soul food, Jamaican food, Spanish food. I love it all too.
Right.
But there's ways to prepare it that are really good. This is not the soul book, the soul food recipe book, but we do have one. And it's posted on that site, heart.org, so recipes are there. And it's a lot to explore there.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, we need to bring you in more often. You're going to be bringing gifts like this. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And this is a magnet that it also, I don't know if many of you may have seen the commercial they used to run, Face, Arm, Speech, and Time. Is it a stroke? Check these signs fast. Those are the 4 number 1 signs that can tell you if someone's face is like dropping on one side, or their arm, you know, is having pain, and, you know, just one side of the body, and their speech is just not making sense. And then that time, call 911 right away.
That's what's so important.
Yeah,
you know, getting to taking care of those signs early.
Right, right.
That'd be safe to sorry. Wow, this is truly outstanding. We'll continue to talk more about this as we get closer to the date. And last but not least, you are also a part of a spread in the magazine. The magazine is called Exhale, and this is TC here on the end. I don't know if we can get a close shot of her.
Yes, that's when I was chosen a leading lady in the Go Red for women. I'm a leading lady spokeswoman for Western Mass, and I'm, as you can see, one that represents women of color, especially because we're most affected in our communities. Like you said, it's you know, the poverty, and we have higher stress levels. We eat certain diets that are different, and you know, so that's why I'm very committed and advocate for that, especially being a black woman myself, which may not appear that way, but yes, indeed. Just like, you know, Lena Horne said, I'll always be true to myself and my race. I am a black woman, and I am affected by this, and it can happen to anybody, anyone. And you don't have to be extremely fat. You don't have to be extremely thin, medium. It can happen to anyone, so.
On the last note on this segment, I just wanted to just kind of get your input, because I think one of the issues that's kind of driving politics today is the whole notion of we're telling kids what to eat. We're, you know, Michelle Obama is on, has a program out, Get Up and Move, I think it was called something like that. But, but it's not only about exercising, but it's about, like we were talking about earlier, having nutrition put in the schools. Instead of soda machines, have some juice. And, you know, so the entrees that are being served, you know, they should be healthy foods. And, you know, some people in the political, or on one side of the political spectrum are like, you know, don't tell us what to do. You know, we should be able to eat what we want to eat, which is true in one regard. But at the same time, I think it's like knowing what we know now about the foods that we eat and the choices that we make, that especially for young kids to be able to at least, I know when I was coming up, I couldn't appreciate broccoli.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
In our daily lives, we make many decisions. Life is made up of choices that may seem insignificant at the time, but add up and affect our lives in the biggest ways, like the health of your heart. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. Making the right choices can reduce your risk. Choose to see your doctor. Choose fresh, not fried. Choose to walk. Choose to live. Make the choice to beat heart disease at GoRedForWomen.org.
Copy and paste. There's a lot of hidden dangers out there in cyberspace.
Never put your personal information online unless you ask your parents and they say that it's fine.
Before you log on, don't be hasty. Please be smart with online safety. Stop and think before your connection. Use these steps for your protection. Online safety.
Stop. Think.
Connect.
Suppose,
My thing was I didn't like lima beans. My dad made us eat lima beans.
Exactly.
But,
but those are things that are good for us, and that have the nutrition, things that are going to keep us healthy, keep us from being obese, and so forth. And so, I just wanted to know if you could just give your personal reflections about the politics of eating well.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought that up because actually recently, within the past year, we did manage to get the Heart Association and Nutrition Act passed. There's been a lot of talk about that, but a lot of people don't know it was the Heart Association that was very pivotal in that.
Okay.
And what we have managed to do, because there have been some television shows like 2020 or one of them, I'm not sure which one it was, but they showed how certain schools in middle class, nice, rich neighborhoods, they have instituted a very nutritious diet for the kids. And it's just like kind of if you went into the hospital, they have nutritious meals and menu, and it's edible. The kids can eat it. It's not a bag of chips and soda, and, they can take their parents, give them change, and they use that money instead of buying the school lunch because it's so grotesque to them. They go to the vending machines. Wow. But these schools offer them rich salads with fruit displays, and they have it set up so nicely. And I saw this all on television, and I said, this should be instituted in all the schools, And so the Nutrition Act, we did get it passed, and all the schools are starting to, slowly integrate it. But we still have some hurdles to go over. I mean, now we have this whole big thing with the beef industry talking about pink slime and whether it's healthy or not. I personally, I try to steer away from beef. One thing for certain I can tell you is with my heart condition, a main thing on my diet that they had given me in the hospital, they call it the Mediterranean diet. It's really poultry, fish, chicken is okay, turkey, lean meats, but they really tell you beef, if you have to eat it once a month, but try to stay away from it, and definitely leave pork alone because it's salt, and we've heard so many other things about it being unclean.
Right.
But beef today has a lot of problems too, so I personally think no one should eat beef. But I'm not going to dog out the beef industry because, when you can't afford all that stuff, you eat what you got,
Sure.
But
be aware.
Be aware, right. Because our kids today, I mean, come on, they're very obese. And a lot of them are eating at McDonald's every day. I have a 16-year-old that she loves Wendy's and McDonald's. And it's like for years we've had to try to pull her away from that, She's addicted to the nuggets and that garbage, and it's upsetting because you want to give your kids that, but they don't understand. Like when we were little, McDonald's was a treat.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't every day run over there with the dollar menu.
No, exactly.
It was a miracle.
It was a road trip. Get the whole family together.
We were singing in the car.
Yeah, right.
The Big Mac song, 2 beef patties, lettuce, cheese. you know, but
yeah, that's so true.
Nowadays, these kids think it's, you know, their privilege. You know,
Exactly.
giving
That's the
diabetes-
norm.
Yeah. So it's a big concern. You know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Nutrition Act, if we don't pay attention to our kids and they start dying young from
Exactly.
obesity, and they are.
Oh, yeah.
People are more and more dying at a younger age.
Exactly.
And that's what scares me the most. It's no longer your 90-year-old, 100-year-old people disease. When I go into the hospital, they're looking at me like, are you on the right floor? And I'm like, unfortunately, yeah, because, you know, I'm like, it's happening, you know, more and more.
But I definitely want to thank you for stopping by and talking to us about the American Heart Association and your
Certainly.
personal endeavors. But I certainly can't let you go without talking to you about some of the musical projects that you're involved with.
Okay.
And we're going to start out first with the Kevin Sharp Group. Now, they have a brand new album out. It's called God's Songs. And I've heard some of the songs, and this is a great album. And
Thank you.
I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about it, and are you singing leads on any of the songs?
Not on this one, but the next one coming out, I sing lead on a particular song called He Reigns, and I have a lead part in a couple of other songs.
Okay.
But those songs are featured on YouTube because we performed at the House of Blues in Boston numerous times. So
Is that right?
that's videotaped on there, and you could
Okay.
see that. But this CD, God's Songs, it just was very passionate for all of us together, and very touching and,
Yes.
and very inspirational. When you open up the CD, and you can, I know right now
Oh,
got all
okay.
the plastic on it, but our pictures are in there,
Okay.
and on the CD you can see all of us. I don't want to miss anybody's name, but we have Phil Govan on bass. We have Troy Norrington, Kim Jefferson Norrington's husband. He plays percussion. Kevin is a multitask, you know, man.
Yes, he
He's
is.
vocalist. He's a bass player. He's keys.
Yes.
He can cover the drums, whatever. I mean,
Right.
And we
He's
have
so humble.
Yeah, we have Eleazar Martinez on drums. So he brings in that Latin flavor too, that spices it up. And every single member that's in the group, his sister, Wanda Rivera Sharp, Linda Nevers, there's Robert Rivera, who's Wanda is Kevin's sister, and Robert and Sophia are his niece and nephew, Wanda's children, and they're part of the group. But Robert Rivera also sings with Ty Tribbett's group and Rashad McPherson. So all of us, you know, we got some things going on, but we still are strong as the Kevin Sharp group. And
yes, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really can
And I don't want to
about
forget,
Kevin.
I'm sorry, Greg Sutton's in our group too, an excellent vocalist, powerhouse vocalist, and a new keyboard player, Abe Sanchez, and a new guitar player that we have, and his name is Kevin also. I don't want to mix up his last name, but it's listed. Oh, they're all listed in the CD.
All right.
But yeah. We've been together since 2006. I've been with them.
Okay.
And prior to that, I did funk bands and, you know, jazz groups, and I was into the secular music, but, you know, I've always deep down inside felt I wanted to do gospel. But I really got turned on with the Kirk Franklin movement when he came on the scene, and he kind of twisted. And I realized you can do so much. It doesn't have to be traditional.
Right.
It can be jazzy, you know, so I bring elements of jazz to it, and I also bring house music to it, and someone else brings traditional to it, someone else brings rock into it, and we just mix it all up, and you got a lot of flavor in there.
That's right. That's right. It is all for the same cause,
Yeah.
giving praise to the Almighty.
Hallelujah.
That's all that matters. I mean, I shot a video for a hip-hop artist, a gospel hip-hop artist.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It was very interesting.
Yeah,
and
I love their stuff,
Yeah,
too.
and that's the thing is it's starting to grow. It's big in the South, big in the Midwest, but it's starting to catch along here in the New England.
It is.
Yeah.
Are your kids getting enough art? Whether through poetry, dance, music or drama, the arts open the doors to creativity. As a mother and teacher, I know that arts education can help our children develop confidence and a better understanding of the world around them. Even if you have just 30 minutes a week, get your kids more involved in the arts and think about the kind of world we can leave behind for our children and our children's children.
Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Art is the power to express a new way of seeing the world. To change the world, to change the world, to change the world is the power of art.
And even drunks who wanna know the truth, so they flock to my roof. Springfield, I got the grip. I told ya. This means war, that's ever since the soldier. To think that the X would ever take a fall after getting all of this? Man, you're crazy. The only way it falls is if I got bad lazy, and I won't cause I work real hard. Wake up in the morning after hour gone and make beats. Later hit the streets for some 45th suites. To all you up and told, black youth for sent you from the hard urban blocks and now rule residential. That's a God, rocks real hard. I am the God and I rock real hard. Let me hear you say real hip hop. Say real hip hop. Say true hip hop. Say true hip hop. Yeah. Say oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, right, the LORDJAMAR says peace and Allah. You are fall back like a headed for crack. Brand Nubian track so filled with black facts. Now I ain't Humpty Dumpty Chump. See, I ain't falling. You can go call it. All the king's horses and all the king's men. Try to knock me over, you never see another day again. My 721, 14 ready. In my scope with the laser beam steady. See if you're feeling lucky, come and catch a fuck. I'm to the killer man while I just don't give a up. Now check out the dreadlocks, make the dead rock. With it on my head, and like atomic twin. We're bound to win, cause God don't like ugly. He gets love, rush, Ray, robbed and fuck Jake. I don't wanna be a man. Just wanna rock jam, cutting sharp like Edward Scissorhands. From 92 when the calls we grew, she's playing like a farmer. Tree us reap what we sow. If you're thinking that we're a hoe in the game, we're getting wrapped to your brain. Wet time to see ya, so let's get paid on 3 loops. Keep a little step as the app gets swarmed. Wet time to see ya, so let's get paid on 3 loops. Keep a little step as the app gets swarmed. Wet time to see ya, so let's get paid on 3 loops. Keep a little step as the app gets swarmed. Wet time to see ya, so let's get paid on 3 loops. As the app gets swarmed like this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 1. They ghetto singing stars cross a body. Running around town, giving all the bills from a snack. When you try to steal a style, you just bring up the cardiac. Bring it away, we get paid with the gun to make worse, you know. Smoke is Jermaine, son, you don't take it personal. They believe in trying this to swinger. Baby, all you catch is 2 snaps up. Hit a finger. Once again, a chick that's not up my sleeve. It's possessed with finesse and it works when I breathe. Pain in the shade with the A is the grade with the fakes that are made from this trade. Yeah. So get into the grip, you know, where it's not a chip. If you want to cash in on the way, playing approval and I love to get skin. That's right. Now, can we turn this music up? We do it. Say hi.